often say here on the show, it's always fascinating to find out the inner facts after the event, isn't it? You know, when you think about the interviews that Harry and Meghan undertake, it's always, as I say, in their own narrative, the things that they want to get out there. But more importantly, the things that actually should be answered, the terrible things that they've allowed to happen to their own families. And I include, of course, the Markles in that. You would have thought they would have taken a platform like Good Morning America on ABCB. You would have thought, of course, that they would have taken a platform like ABC's Good Morning America to utilise that, a mainstream media platform, to simply answer all the critics. But you see, there's the deal. Harry and Meghan don't want to answer the critics. They only really want your version to be known. Should I say their version? It's their version, not yours. Whatever you want to know, simply not the case. Fascinating to note, though, as Harry undertook this latest media blitz in order, allegedly, of the Invictus Games, which is now just solely focused on Meghan Markle's fashions, and of course Harry, well, wanting to come back and assist and all sorts of things. Really, where does Invictus fit into this? It's timely, isn't it, as well, given the fact that, of course, they've just launched a brand new website and all these brand new endeavours like Meghan's podcasting career, which has now resurfaced. But this is equally fascinating that we didn't find out until now. Let me explain. Morning, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you so much. We're outside, by the way, today, the Queen's Gallery in the very heart of London, Buckingham Palace. And of course, it's a wonderful place if you've not seen it. There's the wonderful Holbein exhibition, which we showed you a while back. That's still on if you're coming to London. I just like going in these buildings. They're just full of history, aren't they? Wonderful. Literally opened by Her Majesty the Queen as a build-on to Buckingham Palace for, of course, exhibitions and things like that. Back as ever, though, to your royal story of the day. Now, this is fascinating, as I say, because Harry and Meghan could use this platform very effectively well. Now, as we also pointed out, ABC, the Good Morning America programme, were very sort of, shall we say, strangulated by what they could ask and what they couldn't ask Prince Harry. You know, it's not as chummy as you think. This happens in every interview you ever do, whether it is a big celebrity or indeed a royal. Normally, you know, you go through the questions in advance and you kind of say, well, if you ask me this, I may answer that. But it's very, very lean on what they're prepared to say. But one of the situations that did evolve for Prince Harry, and one that apparently, and as ever we have to say allegedly, ABC TV were very keen to, ask, was simply why Harry didn't bring over the two children to see His Majesty the King. A perfectly acceptable question one might ask as a journalist. There is your father suddenly taken ill, and the sight of the two grandchildren, who he doesn't really know, but perhaps May would have liked to have known, may have just cheered him up. This was vetoed incredibly, right? Just not happening. No, you couldn't ask that. And then, of course, the other issue was simply this, that they talked about family unity and, how he loves his family and all of that sort of stuff. But you weren't allowed to ask the reasons why Harry and Meghan had never made contact with her father, Thomas Markle. You get the picture. So it's a one-sided story, and even a huge giant like ABC TV in America, they have to curtail to this if they want to get some airtime. Why do they do it? Well, quite frankly, it's good for them. It's good for advertising, lets people know they're still going. A lot of people don't tune in on a regular basis anymore, and getting even 5 minutes, 10 minutes with Prince Harry is good for advertisers. That's what it's about. But even at that point, Harry and Meghan, quite frankly, are manipulating the media. And whatever ABC TV say, they knew the questions they could ask and the ones they simply couldn't, because Harry and Meghan, once again, are calling the shots. Neil Sean, Queen's Gallery, Buckingham Palace, London.